Welcome to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida's new and exciting weekly radio show. A show focused on businesses in Bay and surrounding counties. Business Between the Lines is hosted by Christy Kirkland, a business accelerator with Answer Marketing, and co-hosted by Jason Price, a video guru with Riplify Media.
Hey, Jason.
Hey, Christy.
And welcome back, everyone, to ESPN Northwest Florida's Business Between the Lines show. And yes, we have an amazing...
Another one?
Another one.
Wasn't expecting that. Woo!
An amazing guest for you guys today, so you're not going to want to miss this. A very good friend of mine, Karen White, and she is not only a JAG Army attorney, lawyer, whatever you want to call, but why we brought her on the show is she also has a little side business that she's getting going, and it's basically called Messy is Wonderful. That totally appeals to me.
Oh, yeah.
But all of these shows, we're always trying to bring an entrepreneur, a leader in our community, a business owner, someone that can provide a value, that can give a real life tip, because we all get advice online, from Hollywood, or wherever, and it's hard to relate. And bringing someone from our community that is actually showing us how to do something and making it happen in a real way is tremendous value. So we've got her on the show today, and she's going to be talking about how messy is wonderful, basically in the context of communication, negotiations, that kind of thing, which we all have to deal with every day.
So if you've ever been in a part of your life where maybe things looked a little messy. If you've ever had to, communicate with someone, and if you've ever been involved with negotiations. And by the way, negotiations aren't just like sitting in a conference table across from somebody else. Like, negotiations happen between me and my wife every single day.
What's for lunch? Where are we going to eat?
Where are we eating? What are we doing? What was this? What is this? We're all involved with negotiations and communications. And Karen is going to be offering some insane value to help you be a more valued member of your community. You do not want to miss this next segment. We will be right back.
Hey, Jason.
Hey, Christy.
Hey, Karen.
Hey.
And welcome back, everyone. As promised, we're back here in the studio for Business Between the Lines, and we have with us today Karen, and she is a JAG attorney, which I just think is just so totally cool, but that's not even why I had her on the show. It's mainly because her Messy is Wonderful company and the stuff that she's doing there. And honestly, what better timing? Our world is messy right now. Everything is messy, and people are kind of freaking out a little bit, and they're not able to keep moving forward like they should. And it's because of that overwhelming sense of, this is messy and I've got to clean this up before I can do anything. And that's not really quite the case.
That's not really my message, as it turns out. I'm a pro at that. I spent a long time trying to make sure everything was perfect. Cleaning everything up, making sure it was done right, and if it wasn't done right, just don't do it. I grew up in the Air Force. My entire adult life has been spent as an Air Force, either active duty officer or civilian employee. And failure was not an option. And then I realized that failure happens, and how was I going to deal with it? So that's where Messy is Wonderful came from. I realized that all of the tough stuff had brought me some incredible lessons that were really wonderful. If I stopped avoiding the messy, I would lose the lessons. So
if you stop avoiding the messy, you lose out on the lesson.
Yeah.
It doesn't get right. That's that mic drop moment that we just talked
about. That was the mic drop moment.
Should write that down. We'll replay.
Yeah. Just rewind 30 seconds.
So you actually have a method, and I think that just comes from, again, your background and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, I'm okay with dealing with messy, but let's have a method in this messy. And what's your method?
That's right. The messy method, actually, a little bit of a backstory, because I'm a storyteller. My sister called me about a year and a half ago, and she was having sort of a crisis, a negotiation crisis. She was in a negotiation, and it was going really, really badly. And so she asked for a little bit of advice, which I gave her on how to negotiate better. And she said, you should teach a class about this. And I said, I don't know. Everyone knows how to do this. To which she said, no, they don't. My experience with negotiation started about 25 years ago when I also had a bad negotiation experience. If you ever bought a car, you might have had a similar bad experience.
I just bought a car like 3 days ago.
I think everybody has.
And it was horrible. And I was really hard on myself because being an attorney, I thought I just knew how to do it.
Right.
And I didn't. I wasn't very good at it.
Go in there and get the car for $5 because you're a great
because
negotiator.
I'm a great advocate. Turns out negotiating and advocating aren't necessarily the same.
Okay.
So different skill set. So I set out on this journey to learn how to do it better because that's what I do when I can't do something well. I just figure it out. That's what you and I have in common.
Yeah.
So I put together a lot of the learnings, and I realized that there were 5 elements that made me comfortable and efficient as a negotiator. And that's really my goal. Negotiations will always be messy because negotiations involve people, and people are messy.
People are messy.
And when we expect it to be perfect, then we get freaked out, and sometimes we lose a good deal because we were freaked out. So I realized, hey, there's 5 elements of this messiness that actually, when you put it together, it's a method, and it works. I know it works because I've been using it for the last 25 years.
Yeah.
And when I finally sat down and put it together, I realized, hey, this might help other people. Just to put some structure and context and comfort so that you can go into all of these situations feeling more comfortable and secure and confident. And that's how you get good deals.
So this is speaking to 100% of our listening audience. So get your pen ready. This is about to happen.
Yeah, because my wife and I just bought a car, and I was uncomfortable the entire time. And I'm like kind of in that category of like, I kind of feel comfortable in negotiation because I've been in business and I've sold video and that sort of stuff. So I think, buying a car will be easy.
Right.
But I still hated every single second of it.
Right. And wouldn't you like to have done it where it felt a little more comfortable?
Yeah.
You felt a little more confident?
Now I'm wishing we would have waited an entire week so I could have.
There you go.
I can listen to you. So I'm not going to hold you back anymore.
Okay.
Please go ahead.
So here's the elements of the method.
All right.
M is for mindset. E is for evaluation/preparation. S is for skills. The second S is for strategy. And the Y is for you. So when you put all of those elements together, and it becomes the way that you approach things in your business, in your parenting, in your life, in your personal relationships, it changes the dynamic of the relationship, and it makes getting what you want easier, less stressful, and I think the added benefit is that it helps protect and build on relationships. And for me, that's the key. I think in business, if you want to do business more than once with someone, you need to build that relationship.
Yeah.
So for me, that's the benefit of this method that I've noticed over the years.
I like that. So break down those
Yeah,
just a little
I want
bit.
like
So
a
you've got,
walkthrough.
yeah, you got the mindset, which I love. I mean, because that just kind of starts and stops everything is where your mindset is in something.
Yeah. I think M and Y are my 2 favorite letters, the beginning and the end, but I think they so go together.
Right.
So mindset, I believe that there are only 4 mindsets that you have. One is combat.
Right.
Obviously, I come from that first as a military officer. It's either combative, competitive, cooperative, or collaborative. Now, all 4 of those approaches or mindsets are valuable.
Right.
We all have a comfortable one where we tend to sit.
Right.
And the where we comfortably sit doesn't always work.
Yeah.
And I've found a lot of stress points happen when I'm operating in one mindset and my counterparty, whether that's my child, my spouse, a business person, someone who I'm litigating against, when they come at it from a different mindset that I'm not aware of, and I assume they're coming at it from my mindset, then I have a whole lot of tension.
So there's tension built whenever the other person is in a different mindset and you're not aware.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because for example, let's pretend that you and I are in a negotiation setting, and you have a combative mindset. Everything's a fight, and you're going to win.
Okay.
And I come at this from a collaborative mindset, which means we work together and we find solutions. I think you can see how really quickly that can go sideways.
Yeah.
Because you come at me with a win, and I'm trying to find a mutual win, and you're trying to find a single win. So there's a tension that may have happened that's completely unnecessary just based on mindset. If I know that you're combative, you're coming at it, and you want to win, then if I change my mindset and say, okay, I'm going to also partake in this from that mindset, maybe I deal with you a little differently. Okay. And maybe then I don't feel taken advantage of or stressed out. And maybe I speak to you in a way that you hear, because that's the mindset that you're in. So if I'm talking to you about mutual gain and you only care about individual gain, I may feel taken advantage of. If I speak to you as how you're going to win, in my mind, I may know how I'm going to win too.
So if you're negotiating with someone and they're in a different mindset than you are, do you match their mindset? Do you try to get them to understand how do you bridge that gap if he's combative and I'm trying to be collaborative? Then how do we bridge that? Because I don't want to then escalate and be like, oh, bring it, Jason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking is like, I would imagine you don't just want to fight fire with fire, but I understand.
But sometimes you do.
But sometimes you do.
Yeah. I have been in situations where the situation dictates that this is a fight. There are times when we are involved in, for example, if I'm in a social justice advocacy position, I may be in a position where I am fighting for something.
Right.
If I come at that totally collaboratively and I run up against someone who's only combative, then I may not be as effective. Mm-hmm. My best tip when I realize that I'm sitting across the table from someone who's approaching it from a different mindset, I call it out. I talk about it. Yeah. I say, it appears to me that you're very interested in finding a win here. I don't say it in an ugly way.
Right.
Am I reading that right? Now, either you're not aware that you're combative or that you want to win, and so you say, oh, yeah, you're right. And then I say, would you consider it a win if we both found a solution that was good for our relationship? I've helped you redefine win. You've still stayed in your mindset, and I've also moved you a little bit.
So my combative mindset of needing a win, you've helped me redefine what winning means.
And I've moved you a little bit towards collaborative.
And I didn't even know it.
You didn't even know it.
Wow. Boom.
Holy smokes. Oh my gosh.
And I think sometimes what happens is we find ourselves walking away from people when really what we need to do is just redefine. So if I looked at you and said, man, he's just being a hard nose, I'm out of here.
Right.
As opposed to, ooh, I sense that Jason is approaching this from a combative position.
Yeah.
I need to figure out a way to make that a win for him.
Wow. So then in every, like in that case, it seems like collaborative was kind of a better way to approach it. Is there a time where a combative mindset is the best mindset? And when is one situation good for a collaborative versus a combative versus the other two?
Here's the thing that gets a little bit messy about negotiations.
Knew it was going to get messy.
There's not really a template.
Okay.
I say, for example, that one of my favorite sayings is that cookie cutters are only good for cookies. They don't work well in negotiations. So really when I'm teaching someone the method, I teach them to become aware of the mindset that they feel comfortable in. Where do they start? Where is their counterparty starting? And then which mindset would be most efficient?
To recognize it so that when you're in a communication setting with someone, that it's not just all about, okay, I'm totally aware of me, but you have to, as quickly as possible, recognize where they're at so that you can have that conversation.
So that you can move. And then the rest of the method, when I've evaluated and then I have my skills and strategies, which I've developed to help move someone from a position or a mindset that's not productive. Mm-hmm. I may be in a situation where a cooperative mindset isn't as helpful as a competitive one, for example, and I need to move it. And how do I do that? That's what evaluation skills and strategies do for us.
So all of this is enlightening, inspiring, odd, but there's a lot to this. And if somebody, honestly, we're not going to get to, in the short time we still need that hour. No.
Yeah.
In that short amount of time that we have to be able to just teach everybody, this is a full-on training kind of thing. Where can they go to learn more about this? And hopefully everybody, because this talks to everybody out
Literally,
there.
Every single person.
Everybody is going to have this problem, has had this problem, will have this problem again. where do they go to find out more information and maybe get signed up to learn how to?
Well, for the month of May, starting today's Thursday, starting today, we're doing a free video series on my Messy is Wonderful Facebook group. It's free. Join it, and we go through all of the letters and talk about how those letters can apply to your life. So join us on Messy is Wonderful Facebook group. It's a free group. Learn a lot of things. And then you can also find my negotiation courses on mastermind.com.
Right. So if they watch this show later and that's already passed, I'm sure you're going to be offering other things. So just seek out that group and make sure that you guys get connected with Karen, because you're going to learn some great stuff, and we all need it because life is messy.
So search Messy is Wonderful on Facebook and they'll find the group.
Yes.
And that's where,
Join it for
that's
free.
the landing page to learn all the stuff.
That's
it's
right.
a free group. Guys, this is something that I'm going to be doing the second we wrap this show, and I know that you will too. Stay tuned. We're going to be right back. Christy and I are going to wrap up the show together.
Hey, Jason.
Hey, Christy.
And welcome back, everyone, to ESPN Northwest Florida's Business Between the Lines. We just got through with another amazing, awesome speaker that, you know,
My mind is still rolling. We got through like half of the M.
Did we? Yeah.
And we had like
half
the
of
whole
M.
rest of the word to still go through.
Yeah, we still have ESSY. So
I feel like we could have a 5-part series just with her.
Oh yeah.
Easy.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So you're gonna have to check it out. Look for Messy is Wonderful online on Facebook.
They've got a free Facebook group called Messy is Wonderful.
Yeah.
And you can go there, and that's where she's got lots of material you can look at and learn more about what
So
she's
if you
talking
missed the free one that she's posting out now, because of the timing of this show when it airs, she will have more things, and you can always reach out to her. But I promise you, it is worth it to pay for some things, especially stuff like this, that will help you in your communications. Because, like she said, life is messy, and we're all in it.
Imagine the power of every time you're in a negotiation, if just like half the time you got more of your way.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to make you a lot of money.
So
make your life a lot easier.
Yeah, so she was talking about the systems and each of the steps, and then each of the steps has their little breakout counterpoints and stuff like that. So yeah, there's no way we would have been able to make it through all of them. But the first one, when she was talking about it, how they have, you know, people's communication skills and stuff, and how we approach stuff.
We all have different mindsets going
Right.
into conversations.
You know, if they're combative or collaborative. Totally had a situation happen the other day, so I have a total story for this because it just like landed. So I have a friend that works at one of the department stores here in town, and she is one of those collaborative personalities.
Always looking out for what's best for the whole.
Yes, she is definitely has a servant's heart, and she's always wanting to make every customer that comes to their department store have a great experience. And right now, tensions are high. They've been like that for a while in our community and all the other communities. And when a customer gets upset about something, they come in 9 times out of 10 at a combative stage, expecting to have to fight to get what they need to make, you know, to get satisfaction and stuff. And yet, when they came together, when she was talking about it, she was just like, you know, I kept talking with her. I kept saying, I'm here to help. I understand. You're right. I mean, she was telling her everything that she needed to hear so that she would be able to help her. But that customer was in that total blanked combative stage that I'm assuming from past experiences that she didn't get the results that she needed.
Yeah, she's walking into the store expecting for the employees to be jerks and to not have her best interest at heart.
Right, and to not have her best interest at heart. And so she was yelling. And my friend, I don't think she has the ability to yell. She just has one of those really small voices, and it just comes from, you know, she just really genuinely wants to help people. So she was and she was being talked over, and she was being screamed at and yelled at, and she was just like, in her mind, her frustration level was starting to get to that point. She was like, I can help this person, but she's not hearing me. And they had that messy communication going, and she actually did raise her voice, and she was like, if you could just stop screaming for 1 second. I was like, Oh, bless her heart. I would have given anything to have seen her raise it, because I don't think, even when she was telling me the story, she really couldn't raise it. She just doesn't have a very big voice.
Yeah.
And she was like, I just wanted to help her. I knew she was stressed. I knew she was upset. And I knew it was wrong. And I knew I could fix it. But she couldn't hear anything that I was saying because she was in that mode. And this, we all need it. We all need this solution.
This would have helped that lady to, even if she walked into that store with a combative mindset, understanding that she's got a combative mindset,
right.
And then the second she realizes that your friend has a collaborative mindset and does want to fix it,
help.
And isn't maybe the jerk type of employee that she's worked with before, then she could have been like, oh, okay, she actually is, calmed down,
right.
changed her mindset, and then they both come together, and she probably would have walked out of the store really happy.
Right. And that kind of comes from both sides of it. I mean, you could look at it from both sides of that. My friend who was collaborative, she could have stayed in that zone and never had been able to help, but she recognized there is nothing I can say at this level that is going to get through, and she actually had to force herself to raise to that level, which is what Karen was saying. She had to kind of
step into the combative mindset a little bit to then redefine what a win is, like Karen was saying.
Right. And I was just like, that was a beautiful thing. But yeah, it would be nice if more of us would, even managers, owners, and stuff like that, would send their staff to classes like this and to provide that training and stuff, so that we can all get a little bit cleaner in our messy worlds, but just, take that messy and just kind of streamline it a little bit better and be able to communicate with people a little bit better.
Because like Karen says, like, negotiations are not just for, okay, well, you're going to give me this product or service and how much do I have to pay for it? Right. And it's not all about money. I mean, negotiations happen at any point in time, and I think her whole philosophy, which I'm going to join the Facebook page and learn more about, but her whole philosophy about understanding, okay, how am I thinking about this situation? What's my mindset? And the person who's across from me, how are they thinking about it?
Yeah.
That totally changed. Even as simple as like, okay, where are we going to eat? In a situation where I'm just really wanting chicken wings, I'm going to be a little bit more combative. I'm like, I'll go anywhere, but I want chicken wings, and I want good chicken wings, which probably eliminates some of the places. But if I'm just like, let's all go out to eat, don't care, that's more of a collaborative sort of mindset.
Yeah, we all need to be trying each day to get a little bit better at the things that we do and to learn something all the time. And this is gold. This is just serious gold. And
I think Karen's going to be someone we're going to have back sometime in the future, guarantee it.
Yeah, this is just like a little snapshot of her new company, the Messy is Wonderful. And it comes from real life experiences and stuff. And this is what we keep telling all of our listeners. If you're out there and you have a messy situation and you found a way to overcome that and surpass it and find success in a messy situation, somebody else wants to hear that, and somebody that could help somebody else. This in so many ways speaks to everybody, but we have to have that mindset where if you didn't learn this, somebody just giving you a little snapshot like we just did right now, it might fix one or two things, but you really need to learn the whole thing. And then you have to practice it, because if you don't get in the habit, it's still going to be a struggle, because you're going to be like, what was that other thing? If I'm combative and she's collaborative, or she's, there's so many different things
if you
that
focus
come
on
into
it
that.
enough, it becomes a second nature thing.
Right.
Well, I imagine, because I'm not there yet, but I hope I will be. Where I'm hoping for me, it'll become a second nature for me to always be aware of what my mindset is. Because it seems like Karen lives a little bit of an easier life than a lot of people, because she's understanding, those core principles.
Yeah, and she'll be the first one to tell you, she still has struggles and stuff, but she comes out of those struggles just a little bit faster each time because of being aware, and we have to be aware of this stuff. And I mean, there's so many good books out there. One of my favorite ones with Dr. Hartman on personalities and stuff like that. You have to learn these, and you have to be willing to bend a little bit to get a little bit and stuff. But I think if everybody put their staff through something like this, how much better their work environment would be, how much better
they would understand
customers.
each other.
Yeah.
The employees would understand their employees. employees would understand you as a business owner.
Right.
Yeah. So I love that, she had a problem and she came up with a very unique solution, which is why we had her on the show, because her unique solution to her problem of negotiations, communications, is something that's been of value to you listening. So if that's also you, if you've had a problem that then maybe you tried a lot of different things, but then you found that one unique solution that you wish everyone knew because it helped you and you want other people to be helped, we would love to have you as a guest on our show, just like we had Karen today. So if you fall into that category, reach out to us on Facebook, Business Between the Lines on Facebook, and we'd love to have you on the show. And huge shout out to our wonderful sponsors, wonderful sponsors that make this show happen. Thank you guys so much to Vortex Spring and to Grand Vortex Spring. Did I say it right?
Grand Lagoon Life, we love you. Vortex Spring, we love you. We couldn't do this without you, so we really appreciate your sponsorship. If any of you out there want to get a little plug in or a little bit of street cred on the Business Between the Lines show,
right.
we would love to have you as sponsors too. Just reach out and tune in every Sunday, 8 a.m. for Business Between the Lines.
Exactly. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for listening to Business Between the Lines. Join us every Sunday morning beginning at 8 on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.